Oh, there you guys are. Come here. What are you guys doing down there? Howdy, y'all. What are you doing? You guys are in the engine bay hanging out. Welcome back. We're going to do some more work on the 240. Okay, so that was me trying to have a little bit of a creative opening. But welcome back, y'all. We are still working on the 240. We're going to hit it hard again and basically just start in the front end by removing as many as the electrical little plastic connectors as we can and start working all the electrical wires out of the engine bay. So as you can see, going everywhere in the engine bay, you have zip ties, you have these little tiny connectors, all this stuff that's holding the engine harness onto the car. So basically I'm going to use needle nose, pinch these, try to push them through. You can see behind the front end of the car is where the harness is tucked under, so you're going to have to rework all that out. But we'll get started by just cutting all those little plastic connectors, reworking everything. I believe the harness is going to wind up coming outside the driver's side because that's where it looks like a hunk of the wire is going. But yeah, just start removing as many of those little plastic connectors as you can and just following all the little wires back. So of course, I wanted to give you guys a cool first-person view with the GoPro, especially because I'm just unstrapping stuff mostly in this video. But the GoPro is dead, of course. So looks like you guys are going to be on the regular camera, but that's okay. We're going to start up in the passenger side of the vehicle. I don't know what this is for, so we're going to just start disconnecting it. It looks like it has, let's see, this might be a ground connected, and then a connector. So we're going to connect that. It's got 4 10mm, it looks like, connecting it. So we'll disconnect this stuff. Alright, this is for the windshield washers actually. So it looks like it's just a pop-in connector, so we're going to see if we can pop it. Yep. So you can't really see it, but there's just a little pop-in like connector you just push this in and out of, and must just pull the arm back and forth. So this is actually for the windshield wipers. So we can now label those wires windshield wipers. Once you have the wiper device removed, we're going to now feed the wiper line and the electrical lines through the fender area of the car. Take all these off and bring it all the way down to the front end and start disconnecting all these wires. Okay, now on the front passenger side of the vehicle, right behind the headlight, you should have this type of relay, I guess, bolted in. So it's just two 10mm, we'll unbolt it, and then I'm probably going to keep it with the harness for now. Okay, so it looks like the fuse box here is just clipped in. So underneath you can pop it up and then unclip it. Alright, so there's going to be another ground on this side to disconnect, the 10mm bolt. Alright, and then leaving the fuse box, you have this thin line going up top, which goes down to where we disconnected the condenser, one side goes to. And then another one goes into, I believe these are things for emissions or something. One goes down into this plug right here. So basically disconnect those and we'll fish that back through this way. Now this one down here that's on the part of the emissions looks like it has a snap ring like the last connector that had a snap ring had. Same style. Okay, next I'm going to unhook these two connectors because they actually wind up going back through over here and into the firewall. So we're going to just unhook that so we can bring the rest of these fuse boxes and harness that way outside the car.
You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging, a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. Because you're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
Okay, so we're under the passenger side fuse box. If you can see, it looks like there is a ground on one of the 10mm holding the fuse box to it, and then there's two 10mm bolts holding the box to the firewall. So we'll disconnect that, and then it also looks like there is a wire, which might be the positive coming off, which we could probably disconnect right there. Okay, so after you've disconnected the passenger side fuse box, you're going to look down here and there's a big black cable going down here with a bunch of wires, and basically it goes down into there, and a couple of them go down to like towards the transmission, one of them goes towards the starter. So instead of removing all those separate cables, we're just going to try to disconnect these connections on the side, all the connectors. Alright, and then we'll just leave that off and try to pull this box back towards that end of the car. should be able to take most of the wire harness right out. Boy. Okay. So now it looks like we got to just feed it all through this driver's side hole that has a grommet on it at the moment. So you're gonna have to wind up taking this box apart because it's not gonna fit to the side, as well as the other fuse box, if you can see this, the one that we just took off from the passenger side of the car. So open this up, label all the relays, and then take just the box apart, I believe, and you should be able to pull the relays singly through the hole, and then you can put the box back together. The box is back together. It was easy. The only thing I had a problem with was taking number 2 out, which is for the horn. I don't know why I couldn't get that relay out, but I had enough room, as you could see, to squeeze out of the hole by shimmying it up. But I just put the box back together because I'd rather it be together than lose parts. Now that it's out of the car, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fish the rest of this through, and we'll have to do the same thing with this relay box. So with this box, you're going to have two 10 millimeters under here to remove the metal bracket that's hooked underneath. Then you're going to have to remove these connectors from the back side, which are basically just clipped in. And you can probably keep the fuses all together, take the relays out, number them again. Even though they're color-coded, you can probably just put them back together. But remove the bottom of the box, and it should slide through. Fuse boxes and wiring harness are through the side hole and hanging now in front of the, I would say, what, passenger, or no, driver's side door. So I have the whole harness just sprawled out now. I don't think I'm going to be removing the harness through the actual firewall itself, because there's not much I have to do on in the interior side. And I'm really just removing the harness so I can get the engine out. I can clean up the engine bay, and plus I could just totally tape this off if I'm gonna, you know, paint and everything like that. I think there's two other connections that go up into here. One goes to this green box, and one goes over to here into this pump. I don't know what this is. What is this? Coolant container? Something. I don't know what that is. So we'll disconnect those. Bang, look at that. One's disconnected already. And one screw that 10mm and get that box through the hole. And I think that is it for the wiring harness. Next I don't know what this is. If anybody can give me info on what this thing is, it's labeled 732P Ranger. I don't know, it was just sprawled on top over here, and we disconnected it before. We disconnected the wipers, positive, I think a positive from the battery, and a passenger turn signal. So I don't know what this device is. Is it like a Ranger ECU or something? I don't know. And then it just is connected over here to a ground, I'm guessing. So we'll disconnect that and get that out of there. You gotta make your appearance, little dude. What's up? Ready to end the video? Huh? Alright, peeps. So, I am super happy with the progress we got done today. In the last video, we got the headlights out. Now we just removed the rest of the fuse boxes, wire and harness. Basically, everything has to do with the front of the car that's electronic or whatever is basically removed at this point. I'm going to be working on the engine and some of the body work at the same time. So now, get it. What are you getting? Go get it, dude. Huh? Go get it. What? Oh boy. Okay, sorry. So as I was saying, I'm super happy with everything I accomplished today. I got all the wiring harness, all that stuff out. If you could see, it's laying on the side of the car now. It's basically disconnected all the way to the firewall. I'm not going to be removing it anymore because I think that's enough for what I need to do with the car. And now we'll start working on some of these other parts. I think they're emission parts and stuff like that. We'll start removing all the extra stuff. And hopefully we can get this engine out of here within the week or so. I know I keep saying that, but I really am hoping to get this thing ready to be disconnected and get the engine and the tranny pulled out at once. So, again, thank you for watching. Peace. Oh my god, you're so cute. You're underneath the car. What are you doing? Zeke.